Hello, everyone. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening. Welcome back to KO Talk. As always, I'm your host, the blackest lady in Africa, Kezia Onsarigo. Stay tuned till the end. In the topic of today, we are going to learn about 3 things that we need to know in our lives. And there are some things that in our daily activities we are doing them positively, and there are some things that we are doing them that are not supposed to be done in our lives. At some point, everybody wants to succeed in this life, and if you stick with these 3 things, then you will go far, far, and much far. There's one day there's a man who was working in some place in a company, and this man had a friend and they were so close, so the man could share everything with the friend. So he trusted the friend and he could share with him everything: family issues, work issues, personal issues. He was so free to talk to the friend about what he was going through. At some point, where he had some problem, he could try to beg the friend for help, because we have some friends who are really friends and we have friends who ain't our friends, they're just friends by name. So at some point he could try to beg the man, like, please, can you do for me this one, please, 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 please. And it reached a point that this man always depended on the friend. Even if he has something that he wants to solve, even if he knows how to solve it, he could look for the friend and they sit, they talk. And so the man got used to the friend so much that he couldn't do anything without that friend. So one time, as they were doing their activities at work, they were working, the manager came in. And when the manager came in, he saw the work the man was doing, and the man was promoted to a higher place. But things didn't turn out right because the friend felt so bad. This guy, he tells me everything that he's going through. He sometimes he begs me, and he depends on me in everything. He calls me, he tells me, this, I need to do this, can I do this, this is supposed to be done like this, like this, what is your view? How come he's going to be my boss? Then the friend stood against that man, and later on the man was fired from that company. So this one, it's leading us to our story. The story that we have listened is leading us to our topic of today, that the 3 things we need to know in our lives. And first thing that you need to know in our lives: don't trust anyone. Never, 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 never trust anyone. A friend today can be an enemy tomorrow. If you have a friend, limit the amount of things that you tell that person. You never know what tomorrow holds to you. I'm not saying it so that you may have more enemies than friends. I'm saying that you need to limit on what you tell a friend. We had this in the beginning. I said we have friends, and some friends are really true friends, and some friends are just friends by name. So limit what you tell your friend. Don't trust them 100%. There's some percentage, that some things you need to keep to yourself, because the things that you're telling your friend, they will be used against you at some point. And the second thing that we want to learn today, or I could speak to you about it today, it's never beg anyone. Never beg. At some point, it's good to have the courtesy of speaking politely, but then let us not let the point to reach where, like, you are begging. It's better you request than to beg. When you request, you're using in a polite language, and when you beg, somebody tends to think like without them you can't live without them, you can't do without them. So never beg. Never beg. The third point that I want us to learn today, it's never depend on anyone. Never depend on anyone. At some point, there are some things that we will need in our lives, and we will need to, at some point, mostly for us who are quite young, we depend more in our parents. You depend for them for shopping money, you depend for them everything. But once you start earning your own money, never depend on anyone. Even if you're depending also in your parents, no, at some point you will reach and you will try to fight for your own life and not depending on anyone, because the person you are depending too much, you are depending on too much today, you never know what will happen tomorrow to the person. For example, if it's just an example I'm giving, God forbid, when you are depending, I will use like the insects that they depend on other animals. Mostly we have the bed bugs, we have the crabs. When they are depending on an animal, even if the animal dies, they don't know that the animal is dead. They will end up still sticking to the skin of that person, of that animal, until maybe themselves they will also lose their lives. So when you depend too much on somebody, when you depend too much on someone, it's going to hurt you at the end. That means you can't do anything without that person. And you also have that fear. If I move on with, if this person is not there, or if this person is no longer there for you, you try to like, if I move on and I do something else without this person, how will it be? You have that fear. And when you need to remove that fear, if you ain't depending on somebody 100%, there's some percentage that you can need to depend on a person, but don't depend on that person for 100%. Never depend on someone. And today we are going to learn an important letter O. Letter O doesn't appear in yesterday's, doesn't appear in yesterday, and it appears once for today, and it appears 3 days for tomorrow. What does that mean? Yesterday is gone. You can't change anything from there. Don't stay in your past. Don't stay in your past. Learn through your mistakes. And today you have the opportunity. You have the opportunity. The one letter O that is in today, you have the opportunity to change everything in your lives. And the O that appears in tomorrow 3 times, you have more opportunities coming to you the next day. You have more opportunities coming for you tomorrow. You have 3 opportunities. You have more than opportunities. They say 2 is many and 3 is a crowd. So you have more opportunities for you to work on. Always and always, always remember these 3 things in your life. Never trust, never beg, and never depend on anyone. Thank you so much for watching this video until this end. And if it's your first time watching here, please take that step, subscribe, hit the bell notification, and if you like the video also, give it a thumbs up as we continue to encourage each other on our daily activities. And always, always, always remember to keep that peace. Until next time, bye bye. Stay blessed always. Thank you.